Okay, for this lesson we're going to revisit what was called harmonizing in thirds in the first volume. Real quickly, we're going to review that theory and then we're going to expand upon that where we're going to learn how to play what are called sixths and tenths. Okay, so review purpose, we're first going to go over your C major scale, which is C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and then C again. Alright, now we're going to, from that, as we did in the previous book, we're now going to add the harmony, that's a third up from those notes, and that's the interval called a third. So we get a major third, minor, major, major, minor, minor, major. Alright, if this is new or doesn't make sense, you might want to go back and review, or if you haven't gotten volume 1, maybe that's a better place to start. Moving forward from there, what we're going to do now is take those intervals, the major and minor thirds, and we're going to move the root or the third up an octave, which is going to give us new intervals, which are called sixths or tenths. So to learn the sixth, what we're going to do is we're going to take this C and we move it up an octave. So C major becomes a C minor sixth. Okay, we're going to go up the scale. I'm going to show you how that works again. So D, move it up an octave. D minor becomes D major sixth. E minor, F, okay, so on. That's how you would build the harmony. This is what that scale looks like going all the way up the harmony, how it goes all the way up the C scale. And you'll notice now what has happened is the root has been moved from on the bottom, the lowest note, to the highest note. So now the C major scale is going to be going on the second string. The harmony note is going to be on your fourth string. And playing those sixths ends up looking and sounding like this. Okay, so you can hear that's just another wrinkle, a different way to approach that same idea and get a different sound. And if you experiment around with that, you'll start hearing, I'm sure, some ideas that you can use for embellishments, etc. The next thing that I'd mentioned that we're going to do is what's called a tenth. So now instead of moving your root note up an octave, we're going to take the third and move it up an octave. So here's what your C scale is going to look like now. We take the E of the C major and it becomes this tenth. We take the F and the minor becomes this, and so on. And then going up the C major scale, again now the roots are going to be on the fifth string here. We get the tenths going up in harmony sound like this. Okay, so you might notice that. I don't know if you've ever learned how to play Blackbird by the Beatles, but if you have, you'll notice a lot of those fingerings are going to follow that. You transpose that to G and you'll probably pretty quickly figure out how to play Blackbird. Just an example of something you can do with these ideas. So now let's take it, instead of going into the key of C, I'm just going to show you the same idea in the key of G. So here's your G major scale, harmonized in thirds. Okay, and now this is going to be with the sixth. So now our G scale is going to be played on the third string, the G string, and your harmony notes are going to be on the fifth string. And it's going to give us another fingering that you can work on. So it goes like this. Okay, and then we'll go through the key of G playing the tenths. So now we're going to have the G scale going up the sixth string. Your harmony is going to be on the third string. Alright, and that's going to look like this. Okay, now just to try some other ideas, let's take a look at the A major scale, and we'll do harmonize in sixths for that one. Now we're going to play the scale starting on A on the first string. So your A scale is going to go up the first string, your harmony will be on the third string, And that's going to be like this. Okay, or a slightly different fingering, same scale, same harmony, just a different, using this first and second strings instead of the first and third strings. Okay, so you can see there's a lot of possibilities. All right, so fundamentally, or ideally I should say, what you want to do is to learn the exercises, the couple scales I've put out there. Learn your sixths, learn your tenths. We should have already, if you've gone through the volume 1, you should have already worked out the thirds going up different strings and different scales. So from this point on, now try to learn your sixths or your tenths, playing, all your different scales. We did G, C, and A, learn E, F, etc., B flat, whatever. Try to get all your keys down and try to figure out as many different string roots and different ways to fingering it as you can, and that'll help you get fluid with some cool ideas that you can use for riffs or soloing or building songs or whatever.